Hello and welcome, my dear students, to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. This is Ms. Ruchika welcoming all my grade 9 students to today's session. This is one of the most requested video. Many students of mine who are in grade 9 were requesting me for term 3 part 4 review. So today we are reviewing module 12 quadratic functions. The questions that we are going to be covering in this video are from end of term coverage and based on quadratic function. So let's dive into the video, and before we start, a kind reminder to all of you who are watching my channel, liking the videos and finding them useful and helpful for preparing for your coming exams. Please make sure that you like the channel videos and you subscribe to the channel, because it works as a motivation for me to make more and more videos and explain more exam questions for all of you. So stay tuned to the channel, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss the upcoming new videos which will help you for exam. So let's dive in today's video and see what we are learning today. So this is your end of term exam coverage learning objectives that are there given by the ministry. So today we are going to cover for module 12. So we are going to start from this learning objective and we are going to try to cover as many as possible. So till this point, so point 8 to 16 are your points related to module 12. There are few other points also. We'll try to see if we can cover them as well. So let's dive into the video. Make sure you watch the video till the end, because it is taking me a lot of effort to make these videos and it will be a long video, so watch it to the end, and all the important questions from your exam coverage from module 12 quadratic functions will be covered in this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you find it useful. So let's solve the first few questions. Here you need to identify the axis of symmetry, the vertex, the y-intercept of each graph, and then describe the end behavior. So I'm going to just highlight 1, 2, 3 and 4. Four things. Now look at the graph. The graph is given to you. This is a downward parabola, as you can see. So what is the shape? Downward parabola. This one is upward parabola. So both of them have U shape, but one is going down, one is opening up. That's one thing. Now, if you look at this point is the vertex. So the coordinates of this point are going to give you the coordinates of vertex. So if you see the vertex point carefully, then this parabola starts at the point 0, 1. So you can see the vertex is 0, 1. It is meeting the y-axis at the point 1. So the y-intercept is also going to be 1. Now let's look at axis of symmetry. Can we say y-axis divides the parabola into equal parts? So if you need to identify your axis of symmetry, the simple way is look at the parabola and see when the left and right side are equal. So if you look at the y-axis, whose equation is x equal to 0, then this becomes your axis of symmetry. Now let's talk about end behavior. So end behavior is coming from the downward parabola. As you see, it is decreasing here, decreasing here. So on the left side, as x decreases, y is also decreasing. And on the right, as x is increasing, y is still decreasing because it is going downward. So that's your end behavior. So as x or y increases or decreases, the y value is still decreasing. So that's a part number 1. Let's come to 2 part. Now here you can see it is increasing. So as x increases or decreases, y still increases. So on the left and on the right, if you look at end behavior, as x is decreasing, y is still increasing. As x is increasing, y is still increasing because it is going up, right? You can all see that. So therefore, you know that it is the end behavior. The vertex is given by this point. So x equal to 1, y equal to 1. That's your vertex. If you see your axis of symmetry, I'm going to just draw it for you. So this is the dotted line from which the parabola vertically gets divided into two parts. This part left, this part right are equal. So this is going to be the equation of axis of symmetry. The point is 1 comma 1, so this line will be x equal to 1. So axis of symmetry is done. Y-intercept is 4 because 1 2 3 4, this is the point where on the y-axis it is meeting. So 1 2 3 4, so y-intercept is 4, and behavior we have already discussed. So this is how from the graph you can find all the four things very carefully. Now, even if they change the graph, the method to solve is still same. Again, here in this question, you need to find the four same things: axis of symmetry, vertex, y-intercept, and the end behavior. So you can see both of them are upward parabola. So because they are upward parabola, they are going up, so it is going to increase for both. Now you find the vertex 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going down on the negative side. So this point is negative 4 on the y-axis. X is 0 because it is lying on the y-axis. So that's the vertex. This point also. If you see 1, 2, 3, negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. So accordingly, your vertex for the question number 3 will be 0 comma negative 4. Your y-axis is still the axis of symmetry, so x equal to 0. Graph increases up on both sides, so as x increases or decreases, y still increases. For question 4, the axis of symmetry is x equal to minus 3. How do you get to know? Because this vertex is minus 3 comma minus 6. So this part, this line which I draw, it divides the parabola into equal parts. So what is this line? 1, 2, 3, negative 3. So x equal to negative 3 is the vertical line. Again, being an upward parabola, it increases. That's the end behavior. So this slide is an answer key to all the four questions together. I hope looking at the graph now you can find the axis of symmetry, vertex, y-intercept, and write the end behavior. Any value, any graph that they give you, now you should be able to do the question confidently and correctly. Next, let me give you the concept summary of translation. So if you have fx equal to x square as the parent graph, the original graph, and then you do a translation and get new graph. So this is the old or the original graph, which is definitely a parabola, a quadratic function, and this is the new graph. New graph means after you did the translation. Then it will be x minus h whole square plus k. So what is this hk? Let's understand. So concept summary of translation. The students which I've already taught, they know this, but I'm repeating for other students in other schools which have not studied from me. So horizontal and vertical. These are the two types of translation. Maybe you've done this in your class. So horizontal translation depends on the value of h. Vertical translation depends on the value of k. Horizontal translation happens along the horizontal axis, so it is the x-axis. Vertical translation happens along the vertical axis, so y-axis. Now, there are two cases in each of them, in horizontal also, in vertical also. So let's change color and write them. So one case h is positive, next case h is negative, k is positive, k is negative. So if h is positive, the new graph will move right by h units. If h is negative, new graph will move left again by h units. Similarly, if k is positive, it will move up by k units, the new graph. And if k is negative, it will move in the opposite direction, down by k units. Now, how are these directions defined? Let's Just remember a quick way of knowing it. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So this is your vertical y-axis, horizontal x-axis. Now if you see, you move on the right, it is positive, left negative, up positive, down negative. So if you go up, your k is positive, k is negative means you go down. If H is negative means you go left. If H is positive means you go right. So that's how you'll remember. This is a very important concept, and let's solve questions on translations now. So let's now solve these questions based on what you have learned in the last slide. So we are comparing the given functions with x minus h whole square plus k, where h is horizontal translation, k is vertical. So here h is 0, k is negative 10. So less than 0 means it is going to go down by 10 units. Here h is 0 but k is positive, equal to 2, so it will go up. Next one, here h is equal to 1 whereas k is 0, so it will move on the right by 1 unit, and here it will go down by 8 units. So I hope you have understood now. And here if you see one sign mistake usually students do, I don't want you to do that. So you are comparing with x minus h. So here h is negative. H is negative 3. So if it is negative, it will go on the left and not on the right. Similarly, 7 units up, 2.5 units left. And in this one, your h is negative 5, k is also negative. So it will go left 5 units and down 2 units. Then up by 6 units. Similarly, right by 3 units, down by 4 units, and so on. So you can check your answer key for questions 1 to 12 here. Now we need to use the graph to write the equation. So for solving such kind of questions, we are going to use the equation given here. So in this equation, A will determine the shape, H and K are the horizontal and vertical translation. So let's look at the vertex here. What is the coordinate of vertex? Here it is -1 and -2. So both h and k are negative. So can we say the equation will be substituted with h -1, k -2. So this is what is the equation. And the shape is same. So there is value of a equal to 1. So for this question, h is -1, k is -2, a is 1. There is no change in the shape. Now here you see the shape becomes small. So a is going to be 2, h is going to be coming from vertex, k is going to be coming from vertex. So this point 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. So h is 3, k is 1. So you put that in this equation formula sheet and you get your answer as this. Now the other one, here if you see it is a downward parabola. So the value of a is going to be negative because it will be reflected along the x-axis. So it is going down. It is not an upward parabola. So a is negative. This point vertex is -2, 3. So h is negative, k is positive. So you put that value in this equation and your solution is this. So using the graph, using the vertex, using the shape, we can write the equation. Let's solve question number 35. Question number 36, 37, 38 are to be solved in the same way. So you will check your solution. So here if you observe, out of these 3 points, 2 points have y equal to 0. Means these 2 points have x-intercept as -9 and 2. So they are the solution. So x equal to -9 and x equal to 2 are solutions or roots or zeros of quadratic function. So we need to find that quadratic function. So we can say x plus 9 and x minus 2 are factors of quadratic function. So if these two are the functions roots, then can I write the function as a times x plus 9 times x minus 2? Now this point contains the given point. The quadratic function passes through these points. So x equal to minus 3 and y equal to minus 30 is also a solution. So you can put y as minus 30, a times minus 3 plus 9 minus 3 minus 2. So what I have done here is I have substituted in place of x this value in place of fx minus 30. So what do you get? Let's simplify. We need the value of a. This is 6 times minus 6. So this is, sorry, minus 5, and this is minus 30 times a is minus 30. So a is 1. That means the quadratic function answer of the quadratic function, or the equation of the quadratic function, is x plus 9 times x minus 2. That's the function. So let's simplify. Just do distributive property or FOIL and it will come out to be plus 9x minus 2x minus 18. So x square plus 7x minus 18. And you can check your answer, it is the same. In a similar way, do question 39, 37 and 38 and check your answer from the answer key. Now we move to the lesson where you have to solve the quadratic equations or the quadratic function. So here I am taking some questions which has been requested by my dear student Mahara from grade 9. So she has asked me to explain these questions. I want you to pay attention, everyone. So x square equal to 36. Now is 36 a perfect square? Yes, it is the perfect square of 6. So we are going to here use the square root property and write x as square root of 6 square. So that is plus minus 6. So what are the two solutions? Plus minus 6. Similarly, is 81 a perfect square? Yes. So again we'll use the square root property and it will be plus minus 9. Similarly, can we use the square root property here because the square is given? So we can write k plus 1 is plus minus 3. So one root is 3 minus 1. One is minus 3 minus 1. So one is 2, another is negative 4. Similarly, let's use the square root property here. So 81 is a perfect square. So I can just directly write 81 as 9 square. So 9 square minus 2b whole square is 0. So can I write a plus b, a minus b? We need to find the value of b here. So if you simplify, the value of b will come out to be plus minus 9 by 2. Now, for question 5, we apply the zero product property. So I've already taught this many times. If product of two things is 0, means each of them is 0. So one solution is b equal to 0. Second solution is 9b minus 27 is 0. So you can find the value from here. All these questions now here for answer 7. B square is equal to minus of 3b. So let me take this here on the other side. So it becomes plus 3b equal to 0. Now what is the common factor? B. So we are left with b plus 3. We'll apply zero product property. So b is 0 first factor and b plus 3 is 0. So b is minus 3. So your answer here will be 0 and minus 3. Let's do similarly answer 8. Again, we are going to solve it with zero product property. So the common factor is a. It is equal to 0. So the two roots are a equal to 0 and a equal to 4. So 0, comma 4. Next is this one. Now this will be solved using middle term splitting. So I've already taught you in detail. We've made one video on it also. So question 9, question 10, question 11 and question 12. All of them we will solve using middle term splitting. Let me do one for you in case you have forgotten. Then we'll check your answer. So x square minus 6x minus 27 is 0. So find the factors of 27. You need two numbers which when added gives you minus 6, which when multiplied gives you minus 27. So we can take minus 9 and 3. So the roots are x plus 9 and x minus 3. These are the two factors, so the roots will be minus 9 and 3. Similarly, what are the two numbers which when added gives you 11, which when multiplied gives you 18? So there will be 9 and 2. So because when you multiply you get 18 and so on. So finish the remaining questions and check your answer now. So from the answer key, now I'm showing you all the answers. I hope you have got similar answer. You have checked and corrected your solutions. So these are going to be the correct answers for the question. Hi. So let's solve these questions now. Again, for these questions, we are going to use either middle term splitting or we are going to use the square root formula. So let's see one question here. We are going to take this question. We are also going to see how to solve this one. Finally, this one. So 3 questions I'll do for you. Similarly, you'll do the remaining. So here by middle term splitting, the equation you will get will be 16h plus 48 equal to 0. Now the 16 moves here, so it will change sign. So it will become negative. Now what are the two numbers which when added gives you negative 16, which when multiplied gives you 48? So let's find those numbers. Will 12 and 4 work? Let's see. Yes, they will work, but we'll have to change their sign. So the factors that will work here is minus 12 and minus 4. So accordingly the roots will be 12 and 4. Okay, similarly let's do this one. We'll divide both sides by 25 because we want w square to have a coefficient of 1. Again we'll use square root property, so plus minus 2 will be the solutions. You can check your solutions of all other answers also. In a similar way, you'll use square root property for these questions. Let's do this one. Now, b square is divided by 4. So let's take this 4 on the other side. It will become 16 multiplied with 4, which is 64. And 64 is perfect square of 8. So b square equal to 8 square means square root property plus minus 8. In a similar way, we can do 24. So 81 is equal to x square by 25. Multiply 25 on the other side, cross multiply, and you'll get the roots as plus minus 45. Let's recall the completing the squares method. That is the method we will be using for doing these two questions and further questions. So completing the squares method, let's understand. So there are 3 steps in this method: step 1, step 2 and step 3. So step 1 is to identify b, divide by 2, then take its square, and then you in step 3 you add the value to equation. So let's do that, and this works for ax square plus bx plus c. So we are looking at standard form of quadratic function. So let's do it for these two questions. In step 1, I'm going to change color now. In step 1, we are using b by 2. So what is b? b is 26 here. Divide by 2, that's 13. Then 13 square, that is 169. So that means 169 is the value of c, because that is what makes each trinomial a perfect square. So when you add to the value 169, what happens is this. Let's see. x square plus 26x plus 169. So that means this can be written as 2 times 13 times x, and this is a perfect square. So this is a square plus b square plus 2ab, which is x plus 13 whole square. So the roots or the value of c that will come here would be 169 or 13 square. Similarly, we can do the process here. For this one, b is minus 24, so b by 2 is minus 12. So its square would be 144. So 144 is the number that will come here. Let's factor it and check. 24x plus 144. I can write this as x square minus 2 times 12 times x plus 12 square. So this is same as x minus 12 whole square. So yes, you are right. This is the correct answer for factorization using completing the squares method. Let's check your answer and look at the answer key. So in a similar way, you can solve all other questions. This is the answer key for all the questions number 1 to 9. Please check your answer and let me know in comment section what answers you got correct. So let's solve these two questions. We are going to use completing the squares method to write them in the vertex form for the parabola. So the completing the square method says take the value of b, divide by 2, which is 4, do its square and add and subtract that to the equation. So y equal to x square plus 8x plus 17. That means we need plus 7 is already there. We need to add 16. We need to subtract 16 so that the equation does not change. So x square plus 8x plus 16 will be taken together and minus 11 is left after subtracting. So y plus 11 is equal to x plus 4 whole square. This is what you get in the square form. Similarly, for here b is negative 12. So b by 2 will be negative 6 and its square would be 36. So you know 36 is the number which should be added and subtracted. So let's do that. So I add 36, I subtract 36. So now I take x square minus 12x plus 36 together and take the minus 16 with minus 36. So this is minus 20. Y is already there. So this is x minus 6 whole square, y plus 20. So you've got this equation from here and this equation from here. So these are the vertex form. Now we are going to use this vertex form to find the vertex to solve the question on parabola. So as you see, same equations. Now you need to do first the equation in vertex form, which we've already done. Then you need to identify axis of symmetry, maximum and minimum, zeros, and use the key features to graph the function finally. Long question. So first thing you do the vertex form, which I've already told you. So the vertex will be negative 4 and negative 9 here coming from the equation. Axis of symmetry would be x plus 4 equal to 0 coming from here, and you can see from the graph, if you draw at minus 4 the vertical line, it divides the parabola into equal parts. The zeros or the solution are this, so minus 7 and minus 1. The parabola is upward parabola passing through these 2 points. Similarly, for the next one, the vertex form already we had done in the previous slide. Axis of symmetry is x minus 6. So you can draw a vertical line at minus 6 and check parabola has equal parts. This point, which is the vertex, is at the point plus 6 and minus 20. So this is the vertex, which is the point of maxima minima. And the zeros, the two roots, the parabola is again upward. Why the two parabolas are upward? Because coefficient of x square is 1, which is positive. So when coefficient is positive, it is upward. When it is negative, it is downward. I hope the question is clear and you've understood how completing the square method is very, very important for solving questions. In a similar way, you will solve these two questions. Use completing the square method to write the equation in vertex form. Identify the axis of symmetry, the point of vertex, the maxima, minima, and the zeros, and your parabola will come like this. As you can see here, the coefficient of x square is -1, negative, so it's a downward parabola. Here it is positive, +1, so it's an upward parabola. So check your answers. Now you can solve a system of quadratic function and a system of linear equation using graphs also. So I'm going to now show you for these four questions how the graph can help us with the solution. So the graph of the first question is this one, where you have the first equation as the parabola, the quadratic function, and the second line is y equal to -3. So this first point is the point of intersection. So this point of intersection is -1 comma -3. Another point is 1 comma 3. So two solutions are there for the first question. Now for question 2, the graph will look like this. So the two solutions are -3 comma 4 and 1 comma 0. So first you draw the parabola, then the equation of the line. Question 3, only one solution, 0 comma 1. So it's a double root. And question 4, you see the two roots as -2 comma -1 and 0 comma 1. So check your answer by graphing. So these are all the four graphs together pasted in the answer key just for you to check your answers. I hope you find them useful for checking your answers and completing your exam coverage. Let's solve this question. By mistake in the learning objective in the exam coverage, they have written to use the graphing calculator for this question. So I've changed it to don't use because calculators are not allowed in the exam. So I'm going to do this question 42 for you. Similarly, 43 you will try yourself as your homework without using a calculator. So we are going to use here the method of substitution. This is an algebraic method. So wherever there is x square, I'm going to substitute as y. So from equation 1 and 2, we are going to use them together. Can I replace one variable and then do it? So these two equations are both equal to same value y. So we can say x square plus 3x minus 5 is equal to minus x square. Now you take this on the other side, it becomes 2x square plus 3x minus 5 equal to 0. So now we'll do middle term splitting. We need two numbers, sum is middle term 3 and product is 2 multiplied with -5 minus 10. So what can be the two factors of 10? 5 and 2 with a negative sign. So 2x square plus 5x minus 2x minus 5 equal to 0. So combine the like terms here with this one. Take the common factor out. So you are left with 2x is common, x minus 1. 5 is common, x minus 1. So this reduces to 2x plus 5 multiplied with x minus 1 equal to 0. Now I'm going to write here since there is less space, so change color. 2x plus 5 multiplied with x minus 1 is 0. Zero factor property means this is also 0 and the other one is also 0. So how much is x from here? Take it 5 to the other side and divide by 2. So minus 5 by 2 is the first solution and x equal to 1 is the second solution. So if you check, the value of x comes out to be minus 2.5 and 1. So if x is 1, how much is y? Minus 1 whole square, so which is minus 1. So 1 point is 1 comma minus 1. And if x is negative 2.5, y is negative 6.25. So the second solution is this. The points are x comma y, x comma y. So that's how you get your solution using algebra and substitution. So this is a pretty easy question. You just have to do addition, subtraction, multiplication for the functions given. So you are given in this question three functions. One is px, one is qx, one is rx, and one more which is dx. So using these four functions, just add, subtract, multiply, or add three functions. So let's do them one by one. So qt plus, this is same as qt plus dt, so qx is this, dx is there. So add them up, they don't have any like term, just plus and minus will colors, and your answer would be this term. Now subtract from tx rx, so this is tx, this is rx. You will just subtract the two, common factors will combine, like terms will join and give you this answer. Now px multiplied with qx, so this will be multiplied with this, use distributive property and get your answer as this. Similarly, multiplication, again distributive property, p multiplied with r, so you are going to term-wise multiply and get your answer. Multiplication, distributive law, same answers you are going to get for these ones. Last one, add three functions p plus q plus r. So this will be added to this, will be added to this. So common factors will cancel, like term will combine to give you this answer. Please check your answers. That is all in this long video for grade 9 elite. I hope with this part 4 you are well prepared for your coming exams. If you find the video useful, give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends who are giving the exam and who will find it useful. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get notifications of upcoming videos. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye students.